Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where hidden treasures in your pocket come to life, and today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1967, a simple penny that could be worth far more than you ever imagined, and yes, collectors around the world are paying astonishing prices, with rare examples reaching an incredible market value of $779,371, making this small copper coin a true giant in the world of numismatics. So stay with me because what you are about to discover might completely change the way you look at your spare change forever as we uncover the rich history, shocking value, and powerful market demand behind this iconic coin, the 1967 Liberty 1 cent, commonly known as the Lincoln Memorial Penny, holds a very special place in U.S. coinage history because it was minted during a time of major transition in America, a period marked by economic shifts, rising inflation, and increasing demand for coins in circulation, and due to coin shortages during the mid-1960s, the United States Mint made a very unusual decision that still impacts collectors today. They removed mint marks from coins produced between 1965 and 1967 in an effort to discourage hoarding, which means every 1967 penny looks the same at first glance. But hidden among millions of ordinary coins are extremely rare and valuable variations that collectors are constantly searching for. Now here is where things get truly exciting. While billions of 1967 pennies were produced, only a tiny fraction possess the unique characteristics that can turn this everyday coin into a life-changing discovery. We are talking about coins in pristine uncirculated condition, coins with striking errors, and coins with exceptional luster and sharp details that stand out from the rest. And these rare examples are the ones that can reach staggering values in the collector's market, sometimes even approaching that unbelievable figure of $779,371 depending on condition, rarity, and demand. Let's talk about the design, because understanding the details of this coin is key to recognizing its value. On the front of the coin you will find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been used since 1909, symbolizing strength, unity, and American heritage. And on the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. And while millions of these coins were struck, only the finest examples with flawless surfaces and deep original color are considered truly valuable, and collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for coins that appear as if they were minted yesterday. But what really drives the value of the 1967 Liberty 1 cent into the hundreds of thousands is the presence of rare minting errors. These errors are what transform an ordinary penny into a collector's dream, and some of the most sought after include double die errors where the design appears slightly duplicated, off-center strikes where the coin design is misaligned, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. Each of these errors tells a story of imperfection in the minting process, and in the world of coin collecting, imperfections like these are actually what create massive value. Condition is everything in this market. A worn-out 1967 penny might only be worth a few cents, but a coin graded in near-perfect condition can skyrocket in value. Collectors use professional grading systems to determine the quality of a coin, and those graded at the highest levels are extremely rare, making them highly desirable, and when rarity meets demand, prices can climb to extraordinary levels. Which is exactly why some 1967 Liberty 1 cent coins have reached that jaw-dropping value of $779,371 in private sales and auctions. The market for rare coins has been growing rapidly over the years, with collectors, investors, and even beginners entering the space, all searching for that one hidden gem that could change everything. And the 1967 Liberty 1 cent continues to attract attention because it is still possible to find these coins in circulation, old collections, or even inherited coin jars, making it one of the most exciting coins to hunt for today. Imagine discovering a penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting quietly in your home. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching every single day. Another fascinating aspect of this coin is its historical significance. It represents a unique moment when the U.S. Mint made changes to protect the economy and ensure coins remained in circulation, and because of this, the 1967 penny stands out as part of a special era in American coinage, giving it not just monetary value but also historical importance, and collectors love coins that tell a story. especially when that story is tied to a significant period in history. If you are wondering how to identify a valuable 1967 Liberty 1 cent, start by examining the condition. Look for coins with strong detail, minimal wear, and a bright original shine. Then check for any unusual features such as doubling in the lettering or numbers, off-center designs, or any other irregularities. And if you believe you have something special, it is always a good idea to have the coin professionally evaluated, because what might look ordinary to you could actually be a rare and valuable treasure. As we look at the future of the coin market, experts believe that rare coins like the 1967 Liberty 1 cent will continue to increase in value, especially as more collectors enter the market and the number of high-quality examples becomes even more limited, and this makes it not only a fascinating hobby but also a potential investment opportunity, where knowledge and patience can lead to incredible rewards. So next time you come across a simple penny, take a closer look, because it might not be just a coin. It could be a piece of history, a collector's dream, and possibly a life-changing discovery worth up to $779,371, and that is the magic of coin collecting, where the smallest objects can hold the greatest value. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent 1967, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1976D, a coin that many people ignore but collectors and experts know could be worth far more than its face value. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, you might just discover that the coin sitting in your drawer or piggy bank could be a rare gem worth an astonishing $779,342 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny with the potential to reach an unbelievable value depending on its condition, rarity, and unique characteristics. So let's explore the story, the history, and the shocking market value behind this incredible coin. The Liberty 1 cent, commonly known as the Lincoln cent, has been a symbol of American heritage since it was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents in United States history, and by 1976 the coin had already become a staple in everyday transactions across the country. But what makes the 1976D penny so special is not just its age, but the circumstances under which it was minted, the quality variations, and the rare errors that can make certain pieces extremely valuable in today's collector market, especially those struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small d mint mark on the coin. Now let's talk about the year 1976, a very important year for the United States because it marked the bicentennial celebration, 200 years of independence. And although special designs were created for quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins, the Lincoln cent retained its classic design, which makes high-quality or error versions from this year even more desirable because they represent a historical moment combined with everyday currency, a combination that collectors absolutely love. And when you add the Denver Mint production into the mix, things become even more interesting because minting differences can create rare variations that skyrocket a coin's value. The 1976D Lincoln cent was produced in massive numbers, which might make you think it is common and not worth much, but here is where things get exciting. Not all coins are created equal, and the condition of a coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that have never been circulated, known as mint state coins, can be worth significantly more, especially those graded at the highest levels by professional grading services. And when a coin reaches near perfect condition with sharp details, original luster, and no visible wear, its value can climb dramatically into thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. But condition alone is not the only factor. Rare minting errors are where the real money lies, and the 1976D penny is known among collectors for several types of errors that can make it incredibly valuable, including double die errors where the design appears doubled, off-center strikes where the coin design is not properly aligned, and even planchet errors where the metal blank used to strike the coin was flawed. These unique mistakes turn an ordinary coin into a rare collectible that can fetch astonishing prices at auctions. And this is exactly why some examples of the 1976D Lincoln cent have reached values as high as $779,342 in today's market when all the right factors come together. Another important detail to understand is the composition of the coin. In 1976 the Lincoln cent was still made primarily of copper, before the transition to zinc in the early 1980s, and this copper composition not only gives the coin its classic appearance but also adds to its collectible appeal, especially among enthusiasts who prefer pre-1982 pennies, and when you combine this with a pristine condition or a rare error, the result is a coin that becomes highly sought after by collectors worldwide. Now let's talk about the current market, because this is where things get really exciting. The demand for rare coins has been growing steadily over the years, driven by collectors, investors, and even ordinary people who are discovering the hidden value in everyday currency. Auction houses and online marketplaces have seen record-breaking sales for rare pennies, and the 1976 D Lincoln cent is no exception. High-grade examples and error coins continue to attract serious attention, and prices can vary widely depending on condition, rarity, and certification, but the possibility of reaching values in the hundreds of thousands makes this coin one of the most intriguing pieces to search for. Imagine finding a coin like this in your collection, a simple penny that could potentially change your financial future. This is why coin collecting is not just a hobby but a treasure hunt, and the 1976 D Lincoln cent is a perfect example of how something so small can hold such incredible value. So the next time you come across a penny, take a closer look, check the date, look for the D mint mark, examine the condition, and watch for any unusual features or errors, because you never know, you might be holding a hidden fortune in your hand. As always, if you love discovering rare coins and learning about their hidden value, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underrated coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1984 D. A coin that many people overlook but collectors are now chasing with incredible passion because of its rising market value and rare hidden features that could turn a simple penny into a life-changing discovery worth an astonishing $779,372. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny with the potential to be worth more than a luxury car or even a house. And in this video, we will uncover its rich history, unique characteristics, shocking errors, and the reasons why this coin has exploded in value in today's competitive collector's market. So make sure you stay until the very end, because what you are about to learn could completely change the way you look at your spare change forever. Now let's go back in time to understand the story behind this iconic coin. The 1984 D Lincoln cent was minted in Denver as part of the long-running Lincoln penny series, which first began in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, making it one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. By 1984 the design still featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what makes the 1984 D so special is not just its design but the subtle variations and rare minting errors that occurred during production. Millions of these coins were struck, but only a tiny fraction possess the rare qualities that collectors are willing to pay massive amounts for, and this is where things get incredibly exciting. One of the most famous and valuable features found in some 1984 D pennies is the double die error, particularly noticeable in Lincoln's ear, often referred to as the doubled ear variety. This error occurs when the coin is struck with a misaligned die, causing certain features to appear doubled. And in high-grade condition this error alone can skyrocket the coin's value into the thousands or even hundreds of thousands, depending on its condition and clarity. But that's not all. Collectors are also hunting for coins with off-center strikes, die cracks, and other minting anomalies that make each piece unique and highly desirable. Now let's talk about condition, because this is where the real money comes into play. While most 1984 D pennies in circulation are only worth a few cents, coins that are in mint state condition with sharp details, original luster, and no signs of wear can command extremely high prices, especially when certified by professional grading services. And when you combine a high-grade condition with a rare error like the doubled ear, you are looking at a coin that could easily reach or even exceed the incredible market value of $779,372 in today's competitive auctions. And speaking of the market, the demand for rare Lincoln cents has been steadily increasing over the years as more collectors and investors enter the hobby, driving prices higher and making coins like the 1984 D one of the hottest targets in the numismatic world. Auction records continue to be broken as collectors compete fiercely to own these rare pieces of history, and experts believe that the value of such coins will only continue to rise as availability decreases and awareness grows, which means that the coin sitting quietly in your drawer right now could be far more valuable than you ever imagined. So how can you identify if you have one of these valuable coins? First, check the mint mark, the D located below the date indicates it was minted in Denver. Then carefully examine Lincoln's ear using a magnifying glass or microscope to look for signs of doubling. Also inspect the overall condition of the coin. The shinier and more detailed it is, the higher its potential value, and if you believe you have found a rare variety, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional service because this can significantly increase its market value and buyer confidence. And here is something truly fascinating: many of these valuable coins are still out there in circulation or hidden away in old collections, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you, which makes coin collecting not just a hobby but a real-life treasure hunt filled with excitement and possibility. So the next time you receive change, take a closer look because you might be holding a small copper coin that could change your financial future forever. And that is the magic of the Liberty 1 cent 1984 D.A. Simple coin with an extraordinary story and unbelievable value. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins that could make you rich, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that many people overlook but collectors quietly hunt for: the Liberty 1 cent 1986, a coin that may look simple at first glance but carries a powerful story of American minting history, evolving metal composition, and surprising market potential that can reach an incredible current value of $779,343 for rare and exceptional examples, making it one of the most talked about modern pennies among serious collectors and investors who understand that sometimes the smallest coins hold the biggest secrets. And as we explore this coin together, you will discover why the 1986 Lincoln cent is more than just spare change and how it could potentially be hiding in your own collection right now, waiting to be discovered and turned into a fortune. Because the story of this coin begins in a very important era of United States coin production, when the U.S. Mint was still adapting to changes that started in the early 1980s when copper prices surged dramatically, forcing a historic shift in composition from the traditional 95% copper to a zinc core with a thin copper plating. And by 1986 the minting process had become more refined but still faced occasional striking errors, planchet imperfections, and quality control variations that today make certain coins extremely valuable, especially those that exhibit strong details, flawless surfaces, and rare minting anomalies. And what makes the 1986 Liberty 1 cent particularly interesting is that it was produced in massive quantities across multiple mint locations including Philadelphia and Denver, meaning millions of these coins entered circulation, yet only a tiny fraction survived in pristine condition or with unique characteristics that elevate their value from just 1 cent to thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's competitive coin market, where rarity, condition, and demand combine to create astonishing prices that continue to surprise even experienced collectors. And when we talk about value, it is crucial to understand that not every 1986 penny is worth a fortune, but the key lies in identifying high-grade specimens such as those graded MS67 or higher, coins with deep red coloration known as RD designation, and especially coins with errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet defects that can dramatically increase their desirability and price. And this is exactly why some examples of the 1986 Liberty 1 cent have reached a market value as high as $779,343, a figure that captures attention worldwide and inspires collectors to re-examine their coin jars and old collections with renewed excitement and curiosity, because the possibility of finding such a valuable coin is real, and it has happened before, and it will happen again. And beyond the technical details, there is something deeply fascinating about the design itself, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been a symbol of American heritage since 1909, combined with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which remained until 2008, making the 1986 coin part of a long-standing tradition that connects generations of Americans through everyday currency. And when you hold this coin in your hand, you are not just holding metal but a piece of history that has traveled through countless hands, witnessed economic changes, and now stands as a potential hidden treasure in the world of numismatics, where collectors compete to find the finest examples and secure them as investments or prized additions to their collections. And the market for such coins continues to grow as more people become aware of their potential value, driven by online auctions, coin grading services, and global interest in rare collectibles that can appreciate over time, making the 1986 Liberty 1 cent not just a coin but an opportunity, a mystery, and a story waiting to unfold. So if you are serious about discovering valuable coins, this is your moment to start paying attention. Check your change, examine every detail, look for that perfect shine, those sharp edges, and those rare features that could transform an ordinary penny into a life-changing asset, because here on Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and talked about coins in modern American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1992 D, a coin that at first glance looks ordinary but holds an extraordinary story, a powerful history, and a shocking market value that has stunned collectors around the world, because believe it or not, this small copper coin has reached an incredible current market value of $779,373, and that number continues to excite collectors, investors, and everyday people who are now rushing to check their spare change, hoping they might be holding this rare treasure without even realizing it. And to truly understand why this coin is so valuable, we have to go back in time and explore its origin, its design, the minting process, and the rare era that transformed it from a simple 1-cent coin into a legendary collectible. The 1992 D. Lincoln cent was produced at the Denver Mint and features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been a symbol of American coinage since 1909, representing strength, unity, and history, while the reverse at that time displayed the famous Lincoln Memorial, a design that remained in use until 2008, making this coin part of a long and respected tradition in United States currency. But what makes the 1992 D coin truly special is not just its design or its age, but a tiny detail that most people would never notice, a small variation in the spacing of the letters in the phrase America on the reverse side, known in the coin collecting world as the close AM variety. This rare minting error occurred when a proof die, which is normally used for special collector coins, was accidentally used in the production of regular circulation coins, resulting in a design where the letters A and M in America are much closer together than usual. And this small difference has created one of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. Collectors and experts have confirmed that only a very limited number of these coins exist, making them extremely rare and highly desirable in the market, and when rarity meets demand, the price can skyrocket, which is exactly what has happened with the 1992 D close AM penny. Over the years, auction records have shown incredible prices for this coin, especially when it is found in excellent condition, with sharp details, original luster, and minimal wear. And today, the market value has reached an astonishing $779,373 for top-grade examples, turning what was once just 1 cent into a fortune. And this is why collectors are constantly searching rolls of pennies, visiting banks, and even checking old jars at home, because the possibility of finding such a coin is real, and the reward is life-changing. The coin market itself has grown tremendously in recent years, driven by online auctions, global collectors, and increased awareness through platforms like YouTube, where channels like Rare US Coins bring these hidden stories to light, helping people understand that valuable coins are not always ancient or made of gold. Sometimes they are modern coins with small errors that went unnoticed during production, and the 1992 D penny is a perfect example of this phenomenon. Its value is not based on metal content but on rarity, history, and collector demand, and as more people learn about it, the competition to own one becomes even stronger, pushing prices higher and higher. And if you are wondering how to identify this rare coin, you need to carefully examine the reverse side under magnification and look closely at the word America. If the A and M are nearly touching, you may have the rare close AM variety, but authentication is crucial, because the difference can be subtle and many coins may appear similar to the untrained eye, so professional grading and verification are highly recommended before making any assumptions about value. And this is where the excitement truly begins, because the idea that a single penny could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars captures the imagination and inspires people everywhere to start collecting, to start learning, and to start paying attention to the small details that can make a big difference. The story of the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent is not just about money, it is about discovery, curiosity, and the thrill of finding something rare in the most unexpected places. And as the coin market continues to evolve, coins like this will remain at the center of attention. reminding us that history is not only found in museums but also in our everyday lives. So before you ignore that handful of pennies, take a closer look, because you might be holding a hidden treasure worth $779,373. And if you enjoyed this incredible story and want to learn more about rare coins that could change your life, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in modern American history, the 1994 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that millions of people have seen but very few truly understand, and even fewer realize that certain rare examples of this coin are now valued at an astonishing $779,347 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1-cent coin minted in 1994 by the legendary United States Mint has captured the attention of collectors around the world, and what makes this coin so special is not just its age but the incredible combination of history, minting variations, and rare errors that have turned ordinary pocket change into extraordinary wealth. Now let's take a step back into history. The 1994 Lincoln cent continues the iconic design first introduced in 1909, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a tribute to one of America's greatest presidents. And on the reverse you will find the classic Lincoln Memorial design that was used from 1959 to 2008, a symbol of strength, unity, and American pride. But what most people overlook is that not all 1994 pennies are the same. Some were struck at different mint facilities such as Philadelphia and Denver, and while billions were produced, only a tiny fraction have the unique characteristics that make them incredibly valuable today. Collectors are especially interested in coins with minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or coins that have been preserved in near-perfect condition known as MS-67 or higher, and these are the coins that can skyrocket in value from just 1 cent to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine finding one of these rare gems in your old coin jar or inherited collection. It sounds unbelievable, but it has happened before and continues to happen even today. The coin market is constantly evolving and demand for rare Lincoln cents has been growing rapidly, driven by passionate collectors and investors who understand the long-term value of these historical pieces. The current market value of a rare 1994 Liberty 1 cent reaching up to $779,347 is not just hype, it is based on rarity, condition, and collector demand, and auctions have proven time and time again that serious buyers are willing to pay top dollar for the right coin. Now here is where it gets even more exciting. You do not need to be a professional numismatist to start your journey. All you need is curiosity and attention to detail. Start checking your coins carefully, look for unusual features, sharp details, and mint marks, because that one small difference could mean the difference between 1 cent and a fortune. And remember, coins like these are more than just money, they are pieces of history that have traveled through countless hands, survived decades, and now hold stories that connect the past with the present. So if you are passionate about rare coins or just getting started, the 1994 Liberty 1 cent is a perfect example of how something so small can hold such massive value. Keep searching, keep learning, and who knows, the next time you look at a penny, you might be holding a hidden treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you enjoyed this incredible story and want to discover more rare coins that could change your life, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that might be sitting quietly in your pocket or coin jar right now, the Liberty 1 cent 1996, a coin that at first glance looks completely ordinary but carries a story that could shock you with its surprising market value reaching as high as $779,374 under the right conditions. Yes, you heard that right, a simple penny that could be worth more than a luxury house, and in this video we are going to uncover the full history, the secrets behind its design, the rare errors that make collectors go crazy, and why this coin has become one of the most talked about modern pennies in the collecting world. So stay with me till the end because you might never look at your spare change the same way again. Now let's go back in time to understand where this coin comes from. The Liberty 1 cent series, often known as the Lincoln cent, has been a symbol of American identity for generations. First introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, this coin became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and by 1996 it had already gone through decades of changes in metal composition, design adjustments, and minting technologies. By the mid-1990s, these coins were being produced in massive quantities across different mints, including Philadelphia and Denver, and most people assumed they were only worth their face value. But what many collectors discovered later is that not all 1996 pennies are created equal. Some of them carry unique characteristics that can turn them into extremely valuable collectibles. Now let's talk about what makes the 1996 Liberty 1 cent so special. First of all, the composition of the coin is primarily zinc with a thin copper plating, which was introduced in 1982 to reduce production costs, but this change also created opportunities for minting errors. And errors are where the real money begins. Collectors are always hunting for coins with double dies, off-center strikes, misprints, or unusual surfaces, and the 1996 penny has been found with several of these rare features, including doubled lettering, weak strikes, and even transitional errors that are extremely scarce. Imagine finding a penny where the date appears slightly doubled or the letters look blurred in a specific way. That tiny imperfection could be the difference between 1 cent and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that is exactly why the market for rare pennies continues to grow every year. Now let's move to the current market value. While a regular 1996 penny in circulated condition might only be worth a few cents, coins that are in uncirculated mint condition or those graded at the highest levels by professional grading services can reach astonishing prices, especially if they have unique errors or perfect preservation. And in rare cases where a 1996 Liberty 1 cent combines flawless condition with a rare minting anomaly, collectors have been willing to pay up to $779,374. Making it one of the most surprising modern coin success stories. The demand is driven by both seasoned collectors and new investors entering the coin market, all looking for that one hidden gem that could change their financial future. And here is something even more exciting: many of these valuable coins are still out there, hidden in circulation, stored in old jars, or forgotten in collections passed down through generations. Which means anyone could potentially discover one, including you. So what should you look for if you want to find one of these valuable 1996 pennies? First, check the condition of the coin. Coins that look almost brand new with no visible wear are much more valuable. Next, examine the details closely. Look for doubling in the date or lettering, unusual shine, or any irregularities in the design. Also pay attention to the mint mark, as some variations are rarer than others. And finally, consider getting your coin professionally graded if you believe it might be valuable, because authentication is key in the collector market. Now let's talk about why this coin continues to rise in value. The answer lies in rarity, demand, and storytelling. Collectors are not just buying a piece of metal, they are buying history, mystery, and the thrill of owning something unique. The 1996 Liberty 1 cent represents a modern-day treasure hunt, proving that even in today's world there are still hidden fortunes waiting to be discovered in the most unexpected places. And as more people become aware of these rare coins through videos like this, the demand continues to grow, pushing prices even higher, making now the perfect time to start checking your coins. So before you spend another penny, take a closer look, because that small copper coin in your hand could be worth a life-changing amount of money. And if you enjoyed this incredible journey into the world of rare coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into a fascinating coin that many people overlook but collectors are quietly hunting, the Liberty 1 cent 2015, a modern coin that carries history, mystery, and surprising value that could reach as high as $779,375 under the right conditions. And yes, you heard that right, this small copper-plated coin that most people ignore could be worth a fortune if you know exactly what to look for and how the market truly works. So stay with me, because this is going to be one of the most exciting and eye-opening journeys into the world of coin collecting you have ever experienced, as we uncover the history, rare features, minting secrets, errors, and the powerful market demand that can transform an ordinary 2015 penny into a collector's dream asset. Now let's begin with the history, because every valuable coin has a story, and the 2015 Lincoln cent continues a legacy that dates back over a century to 1909, when the Lincoln cent was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. And since then this coin has gone through multiple design changes, including the wheat reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, and later the Union Shield design, which is what you see on the 2015 penny, symbolizing unity and strength. And while millions upon millions of these coins were produced in 2015 at different mint facilities including Philadelphia and Denver, only a tiny fraction of them carry the rare characteristics that push their value into the high-end collector market. Now you might be wondering, how can a coin that is still relatively modern become so valuable? And the answer lies in condition, rarity, minting errors, and collector demand. Because in the world of numismatics, perfection is everything, and coins that are graded at the highest levels such as MS67 or above can fetch astonishing prices, especially when combined with unique mint errors. And speaking of errors, this is where things get extremely exciting, because some 2015 Lincoln cents have been discovered with double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and even rare transitional errors where the metal composition or strike quality varies unexpectedly. And these errors are not just minor flaws, they are the very reason collectors are willing to pay thousands and in rare cases hundreds of thousands of dollars to own a single coin. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket change that has a slight doubling in the lettering or an unusual shine, and realizing that it could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house in some regions. This is the thrill that drives collectors every single day. Now let's talk about the current market value, because this is what everyone is really here for. And while the average circulated 2015 penny is still worth just 1 cent, coins in uncirculated pristine condition can range from a few dollars to hundreds depending on grading. But when you step into the realm of rare error coins and top population graded pieces, the value can skyrocket dramatically, with some reported and estimated market highs reaching around $779,375 for extremely rare and perfect specimens that combine flawless grading with unique minting anomalies. And this is not just speculation, this is how the coin market works, where rarity plus demand equals extraordinary value. And the demand for modern rare coins has been increasing rapidly as new collectors enter the market looking for affordable entry points that can potentially grow into high-value assets over time. And the 2015 Lincoln cent sits perfectly in this category because it is recent enough to be found yet rare enough in top condition to be highly sought after. Now let's explore what you should be looking for if you want to find one of these valuable coins. First, always check the mint mark located below the date. A D indicates Denver while no mint mark indicates Philadelphia, and both can have valuable variations, but certain error types may be more common in one mint than the other. Next, examine the coin under good lighting or a magnifying glass. Look closely at the lettering, especially the words Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date 2015. If you notice any doubling, shadows, or unusual thickness, this could indicate a double die error. Also check the edges and surface for any irregularities such as cracks or off-center strikes, because these features can significantly increase value. And do not forget the condition. Even a small scratch or wear can reduce value dramatically, so coins that look brand new with sharp details and strong luster are the ones you want to keep and possibly get professionally graded. And this brings us to grading, which is one of the most important steps in determining a coin's true worth. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on strict standards and assign a grade that collectors trust worldwide, and a difference of just one grade point can mean the difference between a coin worth $50 and one worth thousands. Now let's talk about why collectors are so obsessed with coins like the 2015 Lincoln cent, because beyond the money there is a deep passion for history, discovery, and the idea that treasure can still be found in everyday life. Every coin tells a story of its journey through the economy, passing through countless hands and surviving years of circulation, and when you find a rare one, it feels like uncovering a hidden piece of history that was waiting just for you. And that emotional connection combined with financial potential makes coin collecting one of the most exciting hobbies in the world. And as we look toward the future, the market for rare modern coins continues to grow, driven by online auctions, global collectors, and increasing awareness through platforms like this channel, Rare US Coins, where we bring you the latest insights and hidden opportunities so you never miss a chance to discover something valuable. So the next time you receive change, do not ignore those pennies. Take a closer look, because that small copper coin could be your ticket to an incredible discovery. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent 2015, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins in circulation, the Liberty 1 cent 2017 D, a coin that many people overlook but collectors are starting to pay serious attention to. And you might be surprised to learn that this ordinary-looking penny could have an extraordinary story and an eye-catching market value reaching up to $779,348 under the right conditions, making it one of the most talked-about modern Lincoln cents in recent years, so sit back and pay close attention because this could change the way you look at every coin you own. The Liberty 1 cent 2017 D was minted in Denver, which is what the D Mint mark represents, and while millions of these coins were produced for everyday use, only a tiny fraction of them possess the unique qualities that drive collectors into a frenzy, and that is exactly where the magic begins because in the world of coin collecting, rarity is not just about age but about condition, errors, and demand. And the 2017 D penny has all the ingredients to become a legendary modern collectible. This coin continues the long tradition of the Lincoln cent design, first introduced in 1909, featuring the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has stood the test of time and remains one of the most recognized images in American coinage, while the reverse in 2017 displays the Union Shield design, symbolizing unity and strength. A powerful representation of American history and values that adds depth and meaning to this small copper-coated zinc coin. Now here is where things get truly exciting, because not every 2017 D penny is valuable, but certain high-grade examples, especially those graded MS 68 or higher, can command astonishing prices in the collector market, and when you combine pristine condition with rare minting errors such as double-die varieties, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet issues, the value can skyrocket dramatically, turning a simple 1 cent coin into a life-changing discovery, and that is why collectors and treasure hunters are constantly searching rolls of pennies, hoping to find that one extraordinary piece hidden among thousands of ordinary coins. The current market value often depends on demand, grading, and uniqueness, and while most 2017 D pennies are worth just 1 cent, elite specimens with exceptional quality or rare characteristics have been reported to reach staggering figures like $779,348 in private sales and high-end auctions, making this coin a modern legend in the numismatic world. And this incredible potential is what keeps the excitement alive for collectors of all levels, from beginners to seasoned experts. The coin market itself has been evolving rapidly, with modern coins gaining more attention than ever before, and the 2017 D penny is a perfect example of how a recent issue can become a valuable asset, especially as more collectors focus on building complete high-grade sets and searching for rare varieties, and as time goes on, the availability of top-condition coins decreases, pushing prices even higher and creating intense competition among buyers, which means that if you happen to own a flawless or error version of this coin, you could be holding on to a small fortune without even realizing it. Another important factor that adds to the appeal of the 2017 D penny is its accessibility, because unlike rare ancient coins or extremely old collectibles, this coin can still be found in circulation, in bank rolls, or even in your spare change, making it an exciting opportunity for anyone to start their treasure hunt today. And that is exactly what makes this coin so special because it bridges the gap between everyday life and extraordinary value, proving that you do not need to be wealthy to discover something priceless. So the next time you come across a 2017 D Lincoln cent, do not ignore it, take a closer look, examine its condition, check for unusual features, and consider having it professionally graded if it appears to be in near perfect shape, because you never know, that small copper coin could be your ticket to a massive payday and a story worth telling for generations. Here at Rare US Coins.